Okay, so today we're going to be talking about the newest complexion products from Huda, and it's going to be the Faux Filter foundation stick as well as the water jelly primer. So just to show you guys what they look like, this right here is the foundation stick and this right here is the water jelly primer. So pretty much the foundation stick, I got this in the shade 500G, which pretty much means 500 golden, and this one doesn't have a shade, so there's nothing to tell. This is going to be 0.44 ounces, and this right here is going to be 1.18 ounces, just in case those things mean anything to you. Pretty much the foundation comes in 39 shades, and 14 of those are for medium to deep skin tones. So I think that that's pretty extensive, and I do like the fact that this shade range actually extends darker than my complexion. So I honestly just really love to see it. Okay, so this bad boy right here retails for $39 and it is 0.44 ounces, whereas the jelly primer, this bad boy right here, whereas the jelly primer is $33 and it gives you 1.18 ounces. Now we're gonna go in and talk about product function because that's pretty interesting. So pretty much it is a stick formula foundation. It's natural to buildable in terms of coverage, and it's meant to be waterproof, sweat and humidity resistant, as well as it claims that once you set it you could forget about it. So those are really good claims, and we're gonna see through my wear test exactly how that built up. So I also wanted to share the ratings because I feel that's also really important. Let's see what people are out there saying about this product. So pretty much this got a 5-star rating on the official Huda Beauty website, whereas on Sephora it got a 4.7 rating and the net rating is 4.6. So as for the primer, this also on Huda's website has a 5-star rating, whereas on Sephora's website it has a 4.2 rating, and then the user rating is 4.5. So if you guys don't know what the user rating is, pretty much when you type in the product, there's a little box that comes up that gives you a product description, it gives you certain reviews, and it also gives you multiple pictures of the product and where you could find it. So pretty much that's where I got the user rating from, and everything else I got from the official Sephora website and the official website from Huda. My apologies. Okay, so we're going to be using these two primers today. This one is of course from Huda and this one right here is from 𝕁𝕐𝕗. I pretty much want to see if the similar textures mean that it performs the same, and you know, what have you. So I'm going to start off by using one pump, well that was actually 2 pumps of the Huda, because I feel like, you know, my face is a bit more on the large side, so it's really interesting. The primer definitely does have a very runny consistency, so when I put it on my fingers a while ago, it definitely, you know, did what it needed to do. It was running down my fingers. On the skin, it doesn't really feel like anything. I mostly feel it on my hands. My hands definitely feel like I have water on it, but on the skin, it doesn't really have a texture. And just to bring you guys a little in, this is what my skin looks like with just a primer on it. Now we're gonna go to the other side and we're gonna use the 𝕁𝕐𝕗. Just 1 large pump of that, and just so you guys can see, this is what the Huda looks like and this is what the 𝕁𝕐𝕗 one looks like. I'm actually just going to try to apply a little bit more to the face because, you know, don't want to waste the product. And then with the same finger, I'm just going to go and apply the 𝕁𝕐𝕗. So in comparison so far, the Huda definitely has a lighter texture than any primer that I've used, and in comparison to the 𝕁𝕐𝕗 so far, I definitely cannot tell that it is even there. And you know, since we're on the topic of primer, pretty much it is just meant to give your makeup something to stick to, as well as smooth out your texture, and it has a few other claims that I currently cannot remember, but it's doing a good job so far. So this is what the 𝕁𝕐𝕗 side looks like in terms of skin. We're going to go in with the foundation and going to just turn it up because, like I said, I have used this before, so I already do know how it works. I'm trying not to spill the tea before the tea needs to be spilled. So I'm going to go in on the 𝕁𝕐𝕗 side. I'm going to go in on the Huda side first, And I'm just going to put one swipe. And since I do have a dark spot here, I'm just going to go over it so we could see what she's giving. And as you guys can see, it does match my skin fairly well, and it does seem to cover. Because Huda came out with a brush, I think this is the closest brush that I have to what that looks like. But I also think that this one is a little bit more on the looser side compared to that one that seems a little bit more dense. This one is from Jessup, and it is the 104 buffer brush. And I'm just going to, you know, tap it in. You know, nothing special. So this is what one layer looks like blended with a brush. Now we're gonna go to the other side, do one swipe, and then we're gonna use a sponge, because typically in my day-to-day application I definitely use a sponge, not a brush. But what I was saying was, when I recorded my wear test, I did use the Real Techniques brush, but I didn't clean it, so I didn't want to use a dirty brush for the sake of the video. But I don't think it's going to change the results. So I'm going to go in and do one side of my face and then the other side. But pretty much, as you guys could see, it seemed to have a little bit more coverage with the brush than it did with the sponge. So I'm going to apply it. First of all, I need to mention that the texture of the foundation feels really good. I want to say it feels like a stick foundation, in the sense that you can definitely feel the oils that are inside of it, of course, making it what it is. Definitely feel it. But I feel like it just has such a good feeling to the skin. And then I'm just going to go in patting motions, because even when I use brushes, I tend to still use it like it's a beauty blender. So this is pretty much what my face looks like after blending it out. I think it looks really, really smooth. I think the color looks really nice. Definitely I'd have to take it down my neck, but that's not typically how I wear my foundation anyway, so I'm not gonna alter it for the sake of the video. But I like how the coverage is so far. I definitely think it's buildable, but I also really just like how blurred and filtered my skin looks. So I think so far it's living up to the claims. Now we're gonna see how well she works with other primers. Definitely feel like, just going off of what I could see, the sponge does give it a more full coverage appearance, whereas the brush gives it a more natural appearance. So you might want to consider that if you do intend to use it. So I'm actually going to stop right here for a minute, because I actually do want to go take some pictures and also just see how well this does. So I'll be right back. To finish off the rest of my face, and then when I come back, I'll be, of course, you know, showing you guys my wear test and just, you know, showing you guys how the product works all in all. Okay guys, so it's been a little bit over 12 hours since I put on this foundation. So pretty much by hour 2 we had already started to see that my foundation had come off. But that was really just because we had on a mask. So in that area, as you can see, there's not really much to talk about. Oh, we did not apply much powder. We only, you know, tried to lightly set, but we didn't, you know, pack any powder or anything on the face. So we're going to talk about that. Also by hour 2, my face was this dewy. After a couple hours of wear, so this is basically a full 12 hours. I think it's actually been 14 hours since I put this on, but as you guys can see, it does get oily. But of course, I feel like if you set it and set it well, it will actually be able to, you know, hold in your oils. My skin is pretty much mostly oily. I was in a very warm place today, and this is all the oil production I had all day. So as you guys can tell, it works really well on its own. In terms of coverage, the coverage is still there. I feel like, you know, just don't wear where you have a mask because it will come off. And speaking of mask, this is what my mask looked like at the end of the day. Honestly, I feel like if I had set it, there would not be this transfer, but honestly, this is probably not the dirtiest mask you've seen. So with that being said, let's talk about the primers, because if you remember, we did use 2 different primers today. So on this side, I used the Huda Water Jelly Primer, and then over here, I used the Milk Hydro Grip. So in terms of texture, I feel like this side of my face is very nice. Like I feel like my pores are smaller on this side of my face, whereas they're larger on this side of my face. Overall, I am really impressed by everything that happened today. Like I said, from the second hour that I put this on, I did not see any kind of, you know, overactive oil production. I did not blot my face at all today, and this is all the oil that my skin produced. So definitely it does have a bit of property to it as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this wear test, and yeah, check back with me in a little bit. Okay, so if you are here, that means you made it to the end of today's video. I hope you guys have been enjoying Vlogmas so far. I know that it's not a very typical Vlogmas upload since this was not really a vlog, but the wear test kind of did make me, you know, take you guys out of my house. So yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope you guys would, you know, go get this foundation if it was something that you liked based off of my review. And yeah, pretty much that's all I gotta say. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.